Today, 8 Cheez-It flavors will enter the arena to do battle in a winner-take-all tournament. Which flavors will be cheesy come, cheesy go, and which will cheese the day and claim the throne of top Cheez-It? So now, it's time to decide if cheese all that or if we're cheddar off without it. It's the Cheez-It tournament right now on You Tried Dat. You Tried Dat, the Cheez-It tournament. I'm Nick Novak with my pals Chad Hancock,
Howdy.
Nick Geiger,
Hello.
and here, as we normally have with our tournaments, we need a little help. So we have brought back YTD regular Alison. Alison, how are you?
Great. Excited to eat some Cheez-Its.
Wow.
Alison, you put
Yes.
this tournament together for us. Was it difficult to track down these 8 Cheez-Its?
Actually, yes, it was. So I started by going on the Cheez-It website, and there are a lot more flavors of Cheez-Its than I originally thought. And so then I was on a quest to find all of them. And I actually bought way more boxes than we need, but that's a whole other story. Some ones that were hard to find were the buffalo wing, and then there was one like elusive flavor that I was never able to find, which is the cheese pizza.
So how many different boxes, because we're only doing 8, how many
Mhm.
did you end up getting?
So
And why aren't we doing them all?
Well,
I
she
guess is
she
the-
sent me a
Yes.
picture of the boxes, and she had
Mhm.
bought like a box for everybody.
Yep.
And I'm
of
like,
all
we
these.
don't need our own
Wow.
boxes, our own box of
Oh, I
Cheez-Its.
see.
That's very nice of you, but
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you. To which Nick responded like, "Oh, I thought you were smart." Like, "Oh,
What a dickbag.
no, I didn't send you a picture. I said, "Oh, I got like 17 boxes of Cheez-Its here," and you're like, "Wait, actually 17?" I'm like, "Uh-huh." Yep, exactly. So I do.
I hope you like them all.
Um,
If
No,
you
we're
like
s-
some of
Yeah.
these, it's
We're
gonna be-
super cheap on this. We take like a Kit Kat, break it in 3 pieces, and we mail
I
it off to each
mean,
other.
that is what
Yeah.
ended up happening, actually. So Nick has, Novak has like the full box, and then the rest of us just got baggies, and that's all split from one box of each. So I don't know. I
Wait,
got
you
what?
you put this together, but you didn't even keep the master box. You kept a baggie for yourself.
Yes, yeah. Mostly because my husband was like, "We need to get these boxes of Cheez-Its out of this apartment right now." So,
I
so
heard you
even
couldn't-
though,
Did you have to like move your furniture to make room for the boxes?
yeah, I have a very small apartment, so even though I did that, I think I still have like 9 more boxes in the other room. So.
I'm just picturing you opening your closet door and like Cheez-It boxes just coming out like a cartoon, like filling up the place.
Yeah, it's about 9 boxes right now. I'm like, well, maybe I can donate them. Like, maybe I can like give, I don't know, like have them in my car, and then like, there's always people in Chicago. I live in the
Just
city
whip
of
them at
Chicago.
kids as you drive down the street.
Like, I can have them in my car. There's always people in Chicago.
So there's always people in
There's
Chicago
also
that
just
are,
like
you
a
know,
food bank or something.
true. There's probably, I don't know. Do they want Cheez-Its?
More,
Come on.
Why
more
not?
than
It's-
somebody wants Cheez-Its when a car stops and an arm reaches out with a
Well,
box of Cheez-Its.
I'm talking
might-
about
They might want a box of Cheez-Its, but I'm not sure they want baggies of Cheez-Its.
a box, a full
Probably
box.
not.
Like, for
Okay.
example, there's a guy who's always like sitting outside the Dunkin' Donuts drive-through, and I think he's homeless. And so, like, I
He
could
probably wants donuts if I had to guess.
he wants whatever. Cheez-Its are great. That's like 16 servings of food.
He's like, am I sitting outside at Dunkin' Cheez-Its? What do you think this is?
Just begging for
That
money,
was-
and you're just pouring Cheez-Its through this like cup that he's got.
I
Making
mean-
it rain Cheez-Its.
exactly. So I haven't done that yet. I don't know.
At least give him a labeled bag. So
Yeah.
he'll know what he's eating.
I'll give him a whole box.
Great.
I'll give him an assortment. Say, here, sir, do you want Buffalo Wild Wings? Do you want, or not Wild Wings, Buffalo
Yes,
Wings?
I'd
You
much
want
rather
hot
go
and
to Buffalo
spicy?
Wild Wings. It's not
Hop
freezing
in.
cold outside.
Hop in, let's go.
Do you have
So,
cheese pizza? No. Well, fuck you,
Nope.
lady.
Well, stay tuned because I don't know what I'm going to do with them. So we'll see.
But speaking of cheese, you and I were talking about something you had done in your cafeteria when you were younger, and you asked if I
correct.
did this, and you assumed everyone everywhere
Yes,
took part in this ceremony. Now I did not, but let's see if the other guys know
correct.
what we're talking about.
And immediately, I mean, well, not, that same day I texted my friend who also went to my same elementary school, and she
Mhm.
definitely remembers this. And she either had previously asked her husband, like, did you guys do this? And apparently no one. We thought this was like a thing that everyone did. So,
What is this going to be? Are you like leading
so
up to
it's
like child sacrifice or something at lunch? Like what?
Yeah.
What is
no,
this ceremony?
no, but we. Well, it is kind of like a
Handing
ceremony.
Cheez-Its to the homeless.
As a matter of oh my god. I still might do that, so just I'll tell you how. I'll report back. Um so it actually is like a ceremony. As a matter of
Mhm.
fact, that was a good word to use. So you guys know handy snacks, of course.
Yeah.
You
Of
know,
course.
handy
No.
snacks with the little cheese so the ones that have the breadstick. So you have to pick, the breadstick one. We would
Yeah.
dip, and this is also funny because like in these COVID times, I mean, I don't know why we were allowed to do this, but this is
Because there was no
obviously,
COVID when you were
yeah,
a kid.
there was no,
probably, so,
apparently.
I was gonna say, wait a minute.
I just think sharing food is, there were other sicknesses that we could have
Why
gotten.
didn't my
right.
lunch
Yeah.
lady foresee a pandemic 30 years in the future?
This may have been what started it. I'm not sure.
They wouldn't let us trade
so
DVDs back then. I can't figure out why. Oh, they weren't invented yet. My bad.
okay. So we would dip the breadstick in the cheese, and then
Yeah.
so you have to picture this. So it's the breadstick, and then it has the cheese on top.
Right.
And so we would pretend. I think that was an Olympic torch, and so we would pass it around the entire cafeteria, like so that
Mhm.
it touched like, I don't know, 150, 200 kids until it got back to the person whose it was originally, and they would eat it. And this was
You made it sound like it was real common to where people would just
It
be
was.
eating and they'd be like,
It
and
was.
then they said pass the torch and like pass
It's
the
called-
torch,
yeah.
and they just kept
Mhm.
it, like stopped their conversation, passed it, and kept going.
Mhm. That's exactly what it was. Yeah, it was called pass the torch, and like each of those has like 8 breadsticks, and then also people would want to like bring those to lunch so that they could do this. So
So
yes,
you're
you'd
spending
be
your
talking.
entire lunch hour passing these breadsticks around instead of eating, like
Ex-
constant assembly line of breadsticks
Yeah,
going
like
by?
you're trying to eat and you're trying to talk, and it's like, oh, pass the torch. Oh, pass the torch. Like,
Yeah.
Hard 9
Like
to 5
roll-
at lunch today.
Pass the torch, okay. You get the person's attention next to you, like, come on,
Yeah.
pass the torch. Yeah.
You've got 8 torches in your hand. Come on,
Come on, I got a stack of torches.
Please pass the torch. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually remember we did do a similar ritual in my cafeteria, but instead it was called pass the torch until it gets to Chad, and then he's going to eat all the torches. That's what it was called.
No, that sounds
So-
insane. That is not something everyone did.
Yeah.
I don't never
Yeah.
heard that.
No.
So,
That sounds annoying.
Very annoying.
yeah, it was. I mean, it was annoying unless they were yours, and then that's fun. And but it was annoying, and so yeah. So I thought that this was a thing that like everyone did. My friends definitely thought that too. I don't know how it got started, or
So if there's multiple kids starting
Yes.
it, like how do you know which one's yours when it gets back to you?
yeah, that's a good question.
great question. You don't. I guess. That's the magic.
You just
know,
pick one and eat it
I think
eventually.
it
Sure.
doesn't matter. Everybody's licked
Sure.
all of them anyways, or like
I-
shoved them up their nose
No.
or whatever. So
Just hair stuck on the one. Nope, looks like Bill's. Passes it on.
I don't know who was supervising us, like at all. Like
pretty sure no one.
Apparently
No
As
no.
an-
one from.
no one. Yeah,
Sounds of it.
probably no one.
And what's you started to tell me this other story, and I had you stop, so I'm anxious to hear it. And something about we were talking about merry-go-rounds
Yeah.
and how they don't
So-
have them anymore because they do have them. So like Geiger and I took our kids to a playground recently, and the like merry-go-round was a thing you could spin, but as hard as you push, it would not go fast. Like
Right.
it was
Hmm.
set up to go very slow. But
Had a
when all of us
governor
were
on it.
kids, yes,
Pretty much, yeah.
And so like in the early 90s, the other thing too is probably it was like nice rubber. Like nowadays, it's probably like a nice soft rubber underneath it.
Oh yeah, we had like
Where you
wood
fall
chips
on,
and
right?
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Right. We either had wood chips or possibly just asphalt. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah. So I guess after we passed the torch around, um, then it was time to go out to recess. And the most popular item on the or equipment, I guess, on the playground was the merry-go-round
Yeah.
for sure. And of course, speaking of being dangerous, this was until they removed it because at least I don't know 3 or 4 kids um had it like flew off and had to get stitches or crack their
Yeah.
heads open or something. Like because ours apparently did not have a governor. So
You were like, we finished playing Pass the Torch. Let's go play Pass the Neck Brace.
Right.
exactly, exactly. And so what we would do though is we would all like pile onto this merry-go-round so that there were like 15 to 20 kids sitting on this metal merry-go-round.
Mhm.
And it's very important in elementary school to know who the fastest kids are. I don't know if you guys also had
Yes.
that at
Yeah.
your okay.
Yes.
So that's a general, you have to know who's the fastest.
Yeah, we had our Mount Fastmore of kids for sure.
Right.
Am I crazy or
How
is
did
this
they
common
let you
knowledge?
do?
had
How
to
did
know
they
who
let all
fa-
the kids pile up when COVID was going to happen eventually?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Again.
the teachers were not watching because they were too busy running like virus prediction models and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We were experiments. Again, this is where COVID got started, I think. So we would all pile on to the merry-go-round, and we would all just like sit there. And we would wait for the fastest kid in the entire school to come push us
You
along.
just fucking strut it up like, yeah, I got it.
Yeah, but
Waiting for me,
basically,
ladies.
yes. Yeah. And so we would all sit there, and his name was Peter, and I'll never forget this. We would all
Peter
just
Rabbit?
sit there, and we would sure, yeah, Peter
Great.
Rabbit. He was a giant rabbit. So we would all just sit there, just like lumps, just like on, catching COVID, passing it around, and chanting, Peter push, Peter push, Peter push, Peter push, like at the top of our lungs. Until he would like grace us with his presence and like run.
Oh my
and,
God.
Like,
I picture it
spin
getting
us all
louder and louder until like
It was,
this
exactly.
this big group of kids like slowly clears,
Yeah.
and you can just see Peter's back with like a shining cape.
It was exactly like that. We'd see him, and it would get louder and louder, banging on the metal
Yeah.
thing, and like finally he would come around and push us. And if he wasn't available, we'd have to start chanting for like the second fastest.
Jason Push, we guess.
We'll settle for Robert Push.
Robert, find Peter.
Someone push. Anyway, so that was our entertainment.
I just picture
Wow.
Peter now, like sitting on his couch, like he's way overweight and like divorced, and
Yeah, so
Morgan's doing like, remember
was
that
telling
time
that
when they used
story.
to chant my name?
I used to be
God.
on top of the world.
Yeah, he's very much a modern day Al Bundy, no question about that. Just like the biggest
Like the-
fucking loser now.
All the other grown-ups are like, Peter Push, and he can't get it going. He's like, they put governors on these things. I can't get it going fast. Sure, Peter. We remember you win. Fucking loser. Just walk away.
Oh.
I wonder if that would work if we're like stalled on the side of the road and just start chanting.
Start chanting. You look fast. What's
Here
your
comes
name?
Peter pushing my
Peter
car
Push.
along.
Peter. Yeah. So we had fun.
Oh, Peter.
Oh, Peter.
Yeah, I definitely did not do any Peter Push or any other kinds of chanting when I was a kid because I was too busy thinking about how in 20 years there was going to be Pornhub. So that's how I spent my days.
There was no chant that went along with that.
I think it
He was
was
watching,
Pornhub Push my Peter. I think that's what it was.
He was watching Peter North videos.
A reference no one will get. Okay, let's get into some. Let's push some Cheez-Its into our mouths. We're going to have an 8 Cheez-It tournament. It's a single elimination. Now, the Cheez-Its have been seeded by YTD Bracketeer Kurt, who always seeds our tournaments. And so 1 will play 8, 2 will play 7, and so on. And how are we going to... Chad, you got any other convoluted rules we need to know about?
No, not really. We'll just go through the tournament. If there's a tie, we'll do our usual rated on a scale of 1 to 3 dunks. And if there's still a tie, we'll see what happens.
We'll do our... for this, we'll just all say them at the same time, like we've done in some other tournaments where we'll give them a shot. We can talk about it. I'll say the name. So... Why don't you got the bracket up, Chad? Why don't you?
I do have the bracket. I'll run through all the different flavors and the seeds here real quick. Yeah, good job. Good job seeding this, Kurt. Thank you very much for taking care of that. So our first matchup, or I'll run through all 8 seeds. This is what we have. First seed is original flavor. 2 seed Cheddar Jack. 3 white cheddar. 4 Bacon and Cheddar Duoz. 5 extra toasty. 6 pepper jack. 7 buffalo wing. 8 hot and spicy. So we just start at the top, original versus hot and spicy, the 1 versus 8.
Original, the 1 seed, hot and spicy, the 8 seed.
Original's the one you always take on your fishing trips, Geiger, is that right? Or do you take different flavors?
No, we take original. I got some basic bitches on that fishing trip, but I think hot and spicy could be right up my alley. And I love a regular Cheez-It. It's gonna be hard to knock off. A regular.
See, I don't love a regular Cheez-It, but I do understand why it had to be seeded first. I mean, I guess.
I don't love it. I've got 17 boxes of them now, but I don't love them.
I anticipated regular winning. Like, if I had to take a guess.
Yeah.
Not if I have
Hot
to
and
say
spicy
about it.
does smell spicy. I don't know if it'll actually taste spicy, but
It smells terrible.
Yeah, it does.
It does. Like, when you, Chad, I'm wondering how, like, when that got shipped all the way across the country, and then you opened the box, like, did that smell just, like, hit you?
Not really. But I opened it, like, from a distance with, like, tongs and, like...
Good, good.
Are yours spicy at all? These are, like,
They're not.
Oh.
like
They're
salty.
not that... Well, some are some are spicier than others. It's like how much seasoning they got. But compared to a recent episode we did with Flaming Hot chips, this is nowhere in the same ballpark.
Not even close.
Right. Huh. So, I'm keeping an open mind.
The spice is, it's like kind of that spice that sits at the back of your throat after you've eaten it.
Yeah.
But it's not...
Interesting.
It's not too bad just when you're chewing it.
This could honestly be an upset in my book. I actually anticipated hating these.
So, I will say this. The spicy is not spicy, but... it's still really bad. Like, the flavor. I think the flavor is very bad.
I agree.
They do that thing, like Novak said, of, like, they add heat just to add heat, but it doesn't doesn't add to the flavor of anything. It's just there as a sensation, not a flavor, which is dumb.
I don't know. Like, sometimes it's, a jalapeno or something, the flavor.
Yeah.
It just has a picture of a red and a green pepper on the front and a bottle of hot sauce. So... I don't know, like, what it's supposed to be.
What kind of peppers?
What brand hot sauce?
Hot sauce brand, hot sauce.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What
My
kind
favorite.
And what kind of peppers?
What kind of cheese?
Red and green.
So red, like bell peppers?
No, I don't. Oh, I'll hold the box up. You guys find it. I'm like, look at the fucking box. I'm just gonna.
No,
I don't have
chili
chili
peppers.
peppers.
That's
Those are
chili peppers.
Okay.
A green bell pepper is not spicy.
Well, exactly. That's why.
Neither's a red one. Yeah.
That's why I was asking.
All right, let's do the rage. So on the count of 3,
That's exactly what.
Calm
we're
down.
gonna say 1, 2, 3.
Hey guys, we got a spicy flavor. Let's flavor it with bell peppers. And also milk. We'll make it.
I should have kept the boxes for myself. If this is, no, I'm just kidding.
We're gonna say
Learn what a bell pepper is, Novak.
we're gonna say 1, 2, 3, and we're all gonna say Peter push, and then Peter's gonna come back.
Yes.
We're gonna say 1, 2, 3, and then you're gonna say either original or hot and spicy. 1, 2, 3.
Hot
Original.
and spicy.
You're done, Alison.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No. Oh, I'm so excited. Those are way better than I thought they were gonna be. Seriously.
I mean, I'll agree with that. But...
I mean, they're really. I don't like. Someone said it before. I don't like spicy just for like spice sake. You know, like
Mhm.
that. I like that.
I-
Oh well.
I don't think they tasted bad. I just didn't get the whole.
No.
The seasoning didn't do much for me.
I swear, if original wins this, I'm gonna be so sad.
When like the 8th best pusher came up, were you
Yeah.
like kind of surprised at how he still was decent pusher?
Yes, exactly. I was.
All right, Chad, what do we got
Bell
next?
pepper push. So next is Bacon and Cheddar Duoz versus Extra Toasty, and the duos it's as two different flavors.
Yes.
So there's one that's bacon and one that's
So
cheddar.
I have a
It's not
question about that. Should we just be eating the bacon or just like all of it together?
No, eat them both.
I think
Why
you just
wouldn't
judge it as a snack as a whole.
Like, you know, that popcorn that's cheese and caramel? Like, you know.
Right.
Yeah, we've had that discussion. No,
Yes,
'cause
I
we
know
had
we've had that discussion.
Chicago. So you guys tell me how you do it. The Chicago mixed popcorn, the caramel and cheese.
Mhm.
I think the best way to eat it is to put a little of each in your mouth at the same time.
Not a little of it. One cheese and one caramel.
Yeah, sure, but you're
Is
saying
what
you
you
eat
do.
them very separate.
I eat them separate, yes.
Yeah, I eat them separate.
Yes.
Yeah, separate like a normal.
Yep, yep.
Mhm.
See?
No.
Wait, really? Yeah,
'Cause
I
I don't.
reach just
I
for
don't
the
like caramel
cheese.
corn that much anyway, so I don't even want to eat it.
Exactly. Thank you. See, Nick? You're outnumbered on this one.
Well, she came to my box of popcorn at work and was picking out all the cheese,
Yes.
and that
Exactly.
was an issue to me.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hold on. So it was all pre-mixed together in one big tub, or is it
Yeah.
one of the
Yeah,
ones that has
that's
the partitions?
No,
No.
there was no
Oh.
partition.
Mixed to go.
That's an extra toasty.
Ugh.
These extra toasties
terrible.
are burnt.
Well, they're supposed to be. Wait. Okay.
So with
go
the
on.
duos, is the cheddar just a regular Cheez-It, and then there's a bacon one? They all taste bacon.
No.
to me.
Oh, wait. Well, I don't know if that one was bacon or cheddar that I just had.
Ugh.
I haven't even tried the toasty.
Which
What
one
is
are you
it? Which-
saying that about?
Yeah, which one are you saying that about?
The extra toasty is burnt.
They're terrible. I know, right?
They're
Okay.
supposed to be that way.
I
Yeah,
specifically saved this bag for myself. I
How are
know.
they terrible?
it just tastes like
I know the
crackers.
listeners can't see
Oh,
this.
wow,
Look
okay.
at this.
That one's extra
Come
toasty.
on.
Okay, that's a mistake.
That's a
yeah.
scab.
No, it's not. That's a mistake. You think that's a mistake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The flavors
Does
a
it look like a
mistake.
Cheez-It?
It's part of a Cheez-It that they put in the bag. Look at this one. Look.
They were passing
Come
an
on.
actual torch.
Mine
around
are-
the
Exactly.
factory.
They're
Mine
like,
are all
pass
orange.
the torch. Oh. Mine
All
are
right.
pretty toasty. I didn't even try them yet, but I've had these
There's
before.
no cheese flavor in the toasty ones. They're just like crackers.
So we're gonna say either duos or extra toasty. Those are your
Uh-huh.
choices. 1, 2, 3. Extra
Duos.
toasty.
Really?
Nick? Ew.
Yes,
Ugh.
I don't like
Ugh.
a bacon
That's
chip.
insane.
I do.
Wow.
Bacon
He's a-
flavored stuff. Bacon is fine. I like bacon, but bacon flavored
Mm.
things are not good.
The extra toasty is worse than the hot and spicy. I'm gonna go ahead and say
What?
that. I would rather eat the hot and spicy.
Oh,
than the
this
extra
is by
toasty.
far the worst.
I
Yes,
actually
this is
agree
horrible.
with you because to me,
Mm.
I was really let down. I was looking for the extra. I was looking forward to the extra toasty, but they don't taste. There's no cheese flavor on it. It's just eating a cracker.
It tastes a lot like original, guys.
And
No,
it
it
tastes
doesn't.
burnt.
No,
Not at
it
all.
tastes burnt.
It
Is
tastes
there
like
like
a burnt original.
There
Why
should be
would
like
you
a
burn
health
something?
warning on there. There's like carcinogens in here.
Oh my God,
All right.
it doesn't taste
All
that
right, you're
burnt.
taking it a little farther.
I'm just saying. That's I've had those
Wow.
before and I
you're
don't
you're
like them.
Peter pushing
All right.
it over there. There's
How do you think that they? How do you think they make those ones?
probably bacon.
They
longer.
take the originals and then they fucking burn them to a crisp.
They passed
Okay.
the torch. We said that.
Okay.
um.
All right, what's next?
All right. Next, we've got a 2-seed Cheddar Jack for 7 Buffalo Wing.
Mm.
I'm looking forward to Buffalo.
I
Wing.
love buffalo wing stuff. And
I love
these,
cheddar jack Cheez-Its.
I could smell the minute I picked up the bag. They were like so pungent.
Cheddar jack was my favorite until the grooves came out.
Oh.
So
All right, without even tasting them, here's the problem with the Cheddar Jack, is they have like that powdery
Yep.
film
Yeah.
cheese on it, which
They're-
is gross.
very, very cheesy.
These
That
cheddar
is
jack
the-
ones suck. I hate to break it to you.
Mm,
I don't like that.
these
cheese
are my
cheddar.
favorite. Like,
No,
all
it's
through
really
college
Fake
and-
tasting.
Yeah, that's not good.
mm-hmm. Damn.
That actually you could tell me that was cheese pizza, that Cheddar Jack
Yeah.
one,
Mm.
and I would believe it.
Now, having said how fake that tasted, let me try
Oh
these
no.
all natural
Chad's making a
buffalo
face
wings.
again. That better not be for the cheddar jack.
Buffalo wing has an all-natural taste.
All natural.
Just like mother intended when they had the Tabasco sauce on the tree.
This is actually
Hmm.
kind of close.
Yeah.
Not for me.
Oh yeah.
I honestly don't know which that was for, Chad. You made a bad
Yeah.
face the entire time, so I know.
No, not for the second one. Whatever that one was.
Yeah. One of them I like.
Wow. Okay.
I hope it's Cheddar Jack.
Here we go. So you're gonna say either Cheddar Jack or Buffalo wing.
Uh-huh.
1, 2, 3.
Cheddar
Buffalo
Jack.
wing.
Cheddar Jack.
Oh, tie.
Ooh,
First tie.
Tie.
Yes.
All right, let's go to the dunks. I think the Cheddar Jack is very good.
Mhm.
I actually
Really?
like it. Not quite as much as I like the duos, but I do like it. I like it better than the original. I'm gonna give it.
Wow.
Yes.
Do I like it enough for 3 dunks?
Go
though?
for
Don't,
it.
don't give
I
away
don't
what we
think
like
so.
it better.
Ugh.
'Cause it might match up later.
I'm gonna give it 2 dunks because I don't think it's like amazing or anything. This buffalo wing is gross. I'm gonna give it 1 dunk. Geiger, why
Alright.
don't you go?
I'm in the bag for buffalo wing stuff anyway, so I'm going to give the buffalo wing 2 dunks. Again, it's not the most outstanding cracker I've ever had, but it's good. I did not like the white cheddar at all. It was like too.
Cheddar
I'm
Jack.
sorry, cheddar jack. My apologies.
Did you eat the?
Oh, whoops! I ate an Oreo instead. My bad. No, the cheese powder was really fake. I mean, I understand that everything we're eating today is processed food. Nothing's natural, but
Mm-hmm.
I just did not like that powder. It had a really like cloying, weird, like too cheesy cheese flavor, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna give it a. Can I give it a 0 or it has to be 1?
Oh.
1.
A
Ouch.
single dunk. A single dunk.
All right.
Oh no.
Allison, what do you say?
Cheddar Jack is absolutely 3 dunks.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
No, that-
And you guys are talking
and-
about that powder cheese. I could eat that fake powdered cheese like all day long. Absolutely. It's delicious.
What's buffalo wing?
Oh, I have to give that one dunks too?
Yeah.
1. I would give it
I
I would give it 0. I would give
If
it
you
0.
ever want to be asked back on this fucking show, yeah, you gotta give it a dunks.
I would give it 0 dunks. That's why I forgot about it. But we can give it 1 if we have to.
Okay.
We have to.
Novak.
That
Mm-mm.
means unfortunately
You get
Cheddar's
that.
gonna win because
Cheddar.
Cheddar Jack is a 1 dunk, but Buffalo wing is only a 2 dunk. I
Right,
can't
I agree.
rightfully
Yeah.
give it 3 dunks. The cheddar, it's the powder. It's gross. It's like I could
Mm-mm.
tell it's like made a mess where I've set it down
Mhm.
here. No, Cheddar Jack's not good, and
So Cheddar Jack is a 2
mistake.
seed. So how did
Yeah.
how did it get to be a 2 seed if it's so terrible?
because Kurt fucked up. He
Okay.
fucks up every time we do a tournament.
Because there's 8 flavors, and so far we've hated almost all of them.
I
So it's like-
disagree.
I mean, I like Cheez-Its in general, but those were not good.
Mm.
Kurt, you fucked up.
Oh.
I think you did
Sorry
all
to
right,
say.
Kurt. All right, number
You fucked up,
3
Kurt.
white cheddar versus 6 pepper jack, our last opening round matchup.
Mhm.
White cheddar has the same shitty.
Which is why I
Powder
love
on
it.
it.
Absolutely, it's my 3rd favorite.
The regular cheese at least tastes like a
Mm.
cracker. Like this doesn't.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No.
Absolutely.
My white cheddar don't seem as powdery,
They're not.
and the
No,
flavor
they're
is a
not.
little more mild. It's not like
Yeah.
as like shitty as the last one.
Hmm.
Yeah, the white cheddar flavor is toned down a bit.
Not if you get sharp white cheddar grooves.
If you guys had to if there was a
Do you work for Cheez-Its?
Yeah, I wish.
if there was a plate of cheese at a party and a
Mhm.
white cheddar and a regular cheddar, would you have a preference?
Cheddar.
Probably the regular cheddar, but they're pretty much the same.
Yeah, I would definitely go for both, but the regular cheddar if I had to choose.
My preference is all cheddar
Yeah.
at once.
My preference is all the cheeses. So
Are these pepper jacks spicy, or is it my
Mm.
imagination at this point?
There's a
Pepper
little
Jack's a
bit.
cheese, right?
There's a little bit at the end for sure.
Yeah, at the end.
I feel like you can actually in these ones you can actually like see little pieces of pepper.
Wow, these things are really all tasting the same to me at this point.
Nick, what kind of pepper
Yeah,
is
I'm
this?
having a
Is there a
hard time.
picture of a pepper on this box?
It's the same 2
There's a
peppers.
Pepper spray.
It's the same.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
it
are.
is the
Oh.
same 2 peppers. Okay.
Same 2 bell peppers. Okay.
Whew. This is tough. These are very close.
Hmm,
Yeah.
Disagree.
I'm
No,
not even
actually.
noticing a huge
What?
difference for me. But
You're not noticing a difference in the 2 flavors at all.
Well,
I-
the white.
I-
they're
Here's
different,
what
I'm
I'll
saying,
say:
like-
the white cheddar is kind of milder, right? Than like say the cheddar
Yeah.
jack that we just ate. The pepper jack is also kind of a mild cheese. Really, the main difference there is, I think, the heat at the very end.
Yeah.
You agree, Geiger?
Yeah, obviously I can taste the difference between the two crackers. Neither one is like that distinguished to me. Like it's.
I would like to point out that white cheddar is also a 3 seed here. So
you have a lot of emotions invested in this thing, huh?
because I agree with the seedings here. You know,
Maybe you and Kurt
the
should
2
start a
seed and the
podcast.
3 seed. Maybe
Yeah.
we should. all brackets.
We
all
tried
the time.
that.
This is called,
All right.
call
Yeah,
it,
we tried
You fucked
that.
up, Dat.
All right. This is the hardest one, I think. All right. Here
Yeah.
we go. So you're going to say either white cheddar or pepper jack. 1, 2, 3.
White
Pepper
cheddar.
White cheddar.
What did you say, Chad?
I said white cheddar.
Okay,
so
we have another
another-
tie.
What'd you
I
say,
said pepper
Geiger?
jack.
Okay.
And
Okay.
what'd you say,
I
Novak?
said
Yeah.
pepper.
We're two
I
and
said
two.
pepper jack.
So we have another tie.
All right. I'll go first this time. This was a very close call for me. I had to go back and forth to eat it. I'm gonna give them both 2 dunks because I think they are both in a similar ballpark. So 2 for each one, but I still gave the slight nod to pepper.
Okay. Geiger, what do you say?
I'm actually going to repeat that. That's exactly what I thought too. They're both fine. I will say, Kurt, you did not fuck up in that. You did manage to make the middle matchup like the hardest one, which is accurate in terms of what it should be. So these are the 2 closest paired. That's the right choice. They're both okay. I mean, they're fine. I'd eat either one, but I don't love one and I don't hate one. It's just right down the middle for both of me. For both of these for me.
All right. I'm going to go 2 for white cheddar, although it might be my favorite flavor today. I'm not sure. The pepper jack, I just don't like the heat at the end, so I'm going to go 1 for the pepper jack. And Allison, I think you like the white cheddar better, so what do you,
Yes.
what do you
So
give
it's
it?
over.
1 dunk.
Ab-
White cheddar.
Absolutely. I give that white cheddar 3. I came into this with an open mind, but I
don't
love that
think you
white
did.
cheddar. No,
Wait.
I did. I definitely
Sorry.
did.
Seems like you came in with an agenda.
I
Sorry.
did not.
1 sec. I'm trying to take notes here, but you give it 3 what? What did you give it?
3 dunks.
Oh, okay. And how many
3
for the
slam dunks.
and how many for the pepper jack?
1, since I can't give it 0.
Okay.
I give the pepper jack, 1 shot from right below. Well, that would be a dunk, wouldn't it?
You hate the pepper jack that much?
I give it 1 dunk from half court. That'd be the greatest dunk of all time.
One, I was trying to think of the opposite of a dunk, and I couldn't. So.
I give it 1 dunk that shatters the backboard. It sucks.
No,
I would give a guy dunking up through the bottom of the hoop, taking
dunking,
points off the board.
but then he misses it. Yeah,
The missed dunk.
somehow. Yes, 1 missed dunk. So, sorry. What's Nick? Were you asking
All
me
right.
a question?
No.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Maybe I was. I don't know.
Who
I don't
gives a
know.
fuck? Let's
I asked a
move
lot
on.
of questions on this thing.
Why am I here?
Okay.
Why are we doing this?
All right. So that takes us to the final 4, which is who, Chad?
Final 4 is original versus Bacon and Cheddar Duoz,
Ooh.
and the cheddar versus the white cheddar, which is all the top seeds. So we've got chalk
Okay.
so far.
Chalk.
Fuck.
Okay. Let's do the segment now. So we've had 2 in the past guest segments, one by Chrissy, one by Dave. So Alison, you're going to have to repeat the good job they did.
Mhm.
What
I
do you
hope
got for us?
so. I hope
But,
so.
Before you
Yeah.
do that, just one other thing. There is a real quick bonus segment.
Oh,
boy. Right here. Got a Chad's question of the week for you all.
Oh,
And-
dear Lord.
Oh.
Dumb fucking.
Here is
pun.
that question. Seems like they shouldn't be calling it the Suez Canal anymore. More like Suez Can't Al. Am I right?
What the
Did you
fuck?
write that?
Okay, I got another one. Let me try this
Oh,
one
boy.
instead. Okay.
It's
Shouldn't be
timely, I'll give
called
it that.
Suez Canal. Should be called Sewers Canal because all the lawsuits that are going to happen. Am I right?
Oh boy. Are people
I don't
Okay,
know why I
good.
like that one more.
Hold on,
Are
hold on.
people
I got
gonna
another one.
even remember
Let me run
these
this
in
one by
2
you.
months when this comes out?
Let me
Very
try another one.
timely.
Here we go.
Very
How about this
timely.
one? Tell me what you think
Yeah.
of this one. Okay. Why do they call it the Suez Canal? Should be called Suez Canaloni because it's stuffed so full of boats.
What?
Cannelloni is stuffed full of boats?
It was a
Oh,
cannoli joke, but
cannoli.
said in a very strange way.
I was thinking like can of bologna. That's not the thing.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
It should be called the Suez Can of Bologna.
Because this is some horse shit.
All right. One more.
Whoa,
Here we
how
go.
did I end up at an open mic night? I didn't know that. Wow. Whew.
All right, one more. Last one, I swear. Why is the boat called the Ever Given? Should be called the Never Given. Any other boat's room to pass.
All right. Well,
All right.
maybe if I laugh,
That's
it'll
it.
stop.
Like he's a little kid.
Yay!
Good job. Paul pushed. Or Peter.
Wow.
Fuck it. I fucked it up.
Peter
pushed.
Peter push. Yay!
All right.
Cool.
Actual segment now.
Oh, I didn't think I was gonna have like a warm up.
Yeah. Try to follow that, Alison.
Oh, thank you. I didn't know I was gonna have a warm up, comedian. So, all right. So this segment, I guess it's not really a game; it's more of a discussion. And it's called not Cheez-It, but She's It. Like she's it. So you have to be she's it.
I did not get it at all, and you're just staring at us like, I don't
Really?
fucking know what to say.
You didn't get
I
it.
think that title should have come after the explanation because then it will make more sense.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
I think it was the
Okay.
dance that sold it for me.
You did dance.
Wow,
I don't know why
you're
that made
just
me laugh so
staring
hard.
at me.
Sorry.
You're right. So there's a little spoiler. Now I'll explain it, and then maybe you'll get the name of it. All right. So this, I was trying to think of topics that we could discuss, and there is a website, and this is randomlists.com.
Mhm.
And so you can
We know that site.
I know. Okay. You know that site. And as we were generating random lists, I found them absolutely so hilarious that but actually, so here's the description on the site.
Mhm.
A great chat can start anywhere. Turn a subway car stranger into a new friend. A shy coworker may come out of their shell if you hit the right subject. That long flight won't be so long if you drop an awesome random topic from your middle seat.
Oh
Yeah.
boy!
Yeah.
Wow,
You
this
get
is
to
the
know.
website of everyone I hate.
I'd fucking
Talking to me
jump
random.
out of the plane if the guy in a long flight tried to. Hey, what about wizards? Oh God.
Yeah.
I got it from randomlist.org.
Oh my.
You may find out there's more to Peter Push than just pushing a merry-go-round.
Absolutely. Like as someone who loves to travel, it's you sit down and you put your eye mask on, you put your earplugs in, you watch your movie, and you just
Mhm.
shut the hell up for 15 hours. So
How do you watch a
anyway,
movie with an eye mask on?
okay, so you watch.
I'm confused with the sequence of events here.
Much like the title of this segment, you have to do one of those things before the other.
Okay.
Wait,
Okay.
so why is it called She's It?
So I was thinking in these pandemic times, a lot of people have been turning to online dating. I have multiple friends that have met their girlfriends during this time, and we have only met them through Zoom and different video chats like this.
Right.
And so you don't have a lot to go on those sites. So I was imagining these are women that have put up their dating profiles, and you have to. They've listed 3 of their passions, I guess, or their interests,
Mhm.
and you have to decide between 2 of them which one is it for you.
I see. So this is
Ah.
3
She's
different.
it.
This is 3 different women from the random list. Each.
No, it each
There's
one
2 women and each one has 3 interests. And
Yes.
so we're deciding
Oh.
which women we're more
Yes.
interested in based
Okay.
on their set of
So-
3
And
And
interests.
you've
Okay,
got
I'm just gonna
the-
pick whichever one's interest is pass the torch because I'm
And
into
the
that.
list,
The
the
list
list
came
came
from
from a
random
random
list. Okay,
generator.
gotcha.
Hey.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
I mean,
Yep,
that
yep,
would
yep.
definitely might be something I would bring up in But anyway, all right. So here we go, because these are apparently like the most, these are really like knock them out of the park.
Before you
Great.
start, I have a quick clarifying question.
Yes.
Do you think Peter's dead and he's now called Peter pushing up the daisies?
Wow. Yes.
Wow. He died in a freak merry-go-round accident. And,
Okay, go ahead.
He removed the governor. Okay. And that's why they took away the merry-go-round. Okay, so anyways.
Do you think he
So
married someone named Mary so that he could like kind of relive the thrill of pushing her around?
Go around.
Yeah.
Okay, so segment.
So there we go. Okay, segment is called.
We put up with every one of your shitty
hold
jokes.
on.
though.
What the fuck? Guys, time to get this back on the rails. 1 second. Here's 15 minutes of
Yours.
shitty Suez Canal stand-up.
Suez Canal. All right. So for this segment, which now you understand why it's called She's
Got it.
The three of you have to discuss and decide which one you're taking out on a date. I
Great.
guess
We're all taking her out at once.
Nice.
Not all three of you.
Hope one thing on our list is foursomes. I hope. We're gonna have to take turns. I don't want to do that.
All right, who's first?
Okay. All right. And yes, these are all generated from the randomlist.com. All right, number one. So, Bachelorette number one likes typewriters, tanning, and hunting.
Oof.
Okay. Typewriters, tanning, and hunting.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one wants to talk about coffee, jewelry, and hippopotamus. These are
all right.
great topics of discussion.
All right, I'll go first, 'cause
Yeah,
this is
what?
a slam dunk for me. I don't like coffee, but hippopotamuses are very funny. Very, very funny animals. They look funny. They're fat. It's a good topic of conversation. And I am out on hunting. 100% out on hunting.
Okay.
So that one is super easy for me.
Yeah.
You agree, Geiger?
Yeah, I'm growing up in Wisconsin. I had plenty of opportunities to talk hunting if I really wanted to, and I had zero interest. The other two were tanning and what for that lady?
Typewriter.
Okay, all right. Tanning is also a conversation that I have zero interest in. Like, oh yeah, you lay down and get burned. Cool.
Extra
the little
toasty?
glasses.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, and then you shot a buck. Okay. So yeah, I mean, and typewriters are fine, I guess, but yeah, that's boring.
Yeah.
Hippo
Coffee
is
and
worse.
jewelry was a huge didn't want anything to do with it. But also not tanning. The hunting is the deal breaker of those. So we're going with lady number two.
All right.
Incidentally, Alison, I will pay you to just randomly, like, you go on a long cross-Atlantic flight or something and just bring up, so hippopotamuses, and watch the other person like, what the fuck? Put their eye mask on and start watching a TV show.
Exactly. All right. So pairing number two, woman number one is interested in gymnastics, astronomy, and alligators.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. And number two is interested in hockey, engineering, and banking.
Oh, most boring person alive. Cool.
I mean, hockey though.
What was the first one? Astrology is the only one I remember. Or
No,
astronomy.
it's not.
Astronomy.
No, it's astronomy.
Oh, that's better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
better.
much better.
Way better.
Exactly.
Huge difference. Huge difference.
And
Huge difference.
What were the other two?
So the first one was gymnastics,
Yeah.
astronomy, and alligators.
Okay, that's to
Yeah,
me
right.
that she's the one.
Yeah.
She's
No.
it.
She's
Yeah.
it. Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry. We
yeah.
didn't say that for the first
She's
one.
it.
Because
She's it.
there's nothing
She's
wrong with
it.
any of those.
No.
You know, I have no issue with any. And gymnastics might just mean she's really flexible. No problem with that.
Alligator
Um,
might mean she has a huge mouth with sharp teeth.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad. Okay, sorry, my bad.
But there's some issues with number two. Tell us what was number two again?
Hockey, engineering, and banking.
I guess there's no issues with that.
Yeah,
but
there's no issues there.
if you want to talk to
Banking?
me about engineering and banking, then
Banking. Come on, banking.
I mean, that does not describe me, but I feel like that definitely describes.
Does that mean she's
A lot of
rich if
women.
she's into banking? Or
Sounds like she's a Wall Street asshole.
Both, I think. I mean, you wouldn't really be into banking if you're, I don't know.
Look,
don't have
banking is
money.
boring, and I know like some of us here have people
Mhm.
close loved ones that are engineers, but that's also boring as shit. Like,
boring.
so
It is. Both of
Unless
those
literally by engineering you mean the guy that like runs the choo-choo train.
yeah, sure.
That's kind of exciting.
That's pretty cool.
But that's about it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So number 1, Cheez-It.
Mhm.
Okay. This might be a tough one. All right. So here's a pairing. Bachelorette number 1 wants to talk about pipe organs, boxing, and potatoes.
Potatoes.
Keep in mind, these are all great topics of conversation.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You should
Mhm.
definitely shout these on a plane or on a crowded subway car.
That's not
Is it-
such a
wait,
bad
hold on.
combo.
Is that how
Pipe
you start a
organs.
conversation on a plane? Just shout word potatoes like in the middle of the plane. That person wants to talk. All right.
That
I'm
is
down.
pretty good because can't you put like a potato in the top of a pipe organ and then smash
Oh.
the keys really hard and the potato
Yeah.
goes flying out?
Cool.
That'd be cool.
Cool. Yeah, so pipe organs, boxing, and potatoes.
Mhm.
All right, and then the second one, Bachelorette number 2, Napoleon.
My dog.
Could be. It just says Napoleon.
Oh, okay.
Maybe she follows your dog. Marionettes
Mhm.
and railroads.
Marionettes
No,
are
no, no.
creepy. I'm a marionette.
No.
You're into marionettes. I don't want to know anything about you. Full stop.
That's a deal breaker.
Go away. Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got
Pipe
we've got
organs.
one woman that shoots the potatoes up into the air and then boxes them out of the air.
Cool.
And then we've got another one that has a puppet of my dog on a train. That's what
Sure.
the 2 women are.
Trains, no good. I actually we once stayed at a train bed and breakfast, and there was people like hanging out there, just sitting there
Mhm.
watching the trains.
They do.
Not good. But the marionettes
groupies.
is the deal breaker because
Mhm.
what
Creepy.
you doing? Yeah.
It's just an arcane act that you're still doing for some reason. That's no good.
So
Okay.
She's It is number 1.
Pipe organs, boxing, and potatoes.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I think it'd be kind of interesting. I've never met a woman in my life who was into boxing. Like personally,
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna
it'd
say
be kinda
pipe
interesting to
organs.
Pipe organs.
That's
Those
it.
either, but
yeah.
Potatoes could mean she's a good cook. You don't know. All right.
she's Irish, maybe.
She's Irish. She could be.
I don't know if we have to decide as a group, but if not, I'm gonna take the second woman because I've always wanted to meet
Okay.
some of my dog's Instagram fans. So
There you go. Yeah.
You're taking runoff from your dog.
At Napoleon Pooley, shoot him a follow.
Sorry, I'm just grabbing something.
Betsy, I'm
Hi,
recording.
Betsy.
Let's walk and start talking to me.
Is that a scooter?
What is she getting? She's interested in
She's got
scooters.
some leg machine or something.
She's
Oh.
interested in leg machines, interruptions.
She's gonna go
And pipe organs.
jump on some potatoes. Yeah. I know one pipe organ she's not interested in talking about. She doesn't listen to this thing anyway. It's fine.
All right. We have a few more matchups. This one, Bachelorette number 1 here is starting to talk to you about golf, crime, and ferry boats.
What? Okay. Oh, okay.
Again,
For some reason, I
hey.
pictured like a boat with like fairies on it that fly,
Oh,
and
like
then
a
I'm like,
ferry
oh,
boat.
I'm
Oh.
an idiot. It's a ferry boat.
No, like
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Remember,
no, I
these
get
are
it.
all wonderful topics of conversation, so
Mhm,
I don't know what the problem. Golf, crime, and ferry boats. The second one is into giraffes, firemen,
Mhm.
and clowns.
Wow.
Ooh, fuck. That is rough.
Firemen and clowns.
And giraffes.
And giraffes.
That's the
maybe-
least troubling, I guess.
This random list thing is very like into like national. It just picks a random jungle animal for every single
Yeah. The other ones that kept coming up were Boy Scouts and the Red Cross. But I
one.
didn't.
That's not a red flag.
I'm
I'm gonna go on a date talking about fucking
Yeah.
Boy Scouts all
I
night.
didn't include those ones.
Wait,
for
give us
obvious-
Bachelorette number 1 again.
Golf, crime, and ferry boats.
It's the rob a ferry boat.
Tiger Woods robbed a ferry boat.
Yeah.
Oh, Tiger Woods.
She's
Another
Huck Finn.
timely.
The only crime is how good I am at mini golf. Should be illegal. No, I
So
hate
golf.
all those topics. I hate golf. I don't care about crime. Like unless we want to sit down and have like a conversation about like defund the police or something. All right, and we could talk, but like otherwise, like no
That's
thanks.
crime.
And the second one, I like giraffes, and I wanted to be a fireman when I was a kid. So
Okay.
that I could look over whatever the other one was. I don't. It was
The clowns.
The-
You could look
oh,
over clowns.
fucking
I thought that might be.
That third one couldn't possibly be that. Oh my god.
I still gotta take it though. Yeah, that's rough though.
I disagree. Clowns is done. I actually did go on I went on a setup date with someone who was a clown, like a woman who was a professional clown. One date. That was all there was. Yeah.
Did you know she was a clown?
No, I didn't. And she was actually
Oh,
nice enough. Yeah, your mic's up.
Did she show up dressed like a clown? Like was she like,
Yeah,
like the big floppy shoes on and stuff?
So I'm going with Bachelorette number 1. So Geiger, you're the tiebreaker.
All right, quick. It's recap. It's giraffe, clown, and fireman.
Fireman.
Is one.
Yep. And then the other one is golf, crime, and ferry boats.
I mean, the thing is, I know nothing about golf or ferry boats to even talk about. So I think the clown is creepy.
You know a
but
lot
I'm
about
probably gonna
crime,
go with
though.
the second one. I know an awful lot about crime. I know. I'm stealing women's hearts.
What do you know
constantly.
about in the second one? You know about giraffes?
Giraffes, clowns, and firemen.
They got long, tall necks.
He knows a lot about firemen. He wrote an article.
I
about
was
them
a
one time.
fireman.
Yeah.
I was a fireman. I could talk all about.
Oh,
when
you
I-
were?
well,
Oh, she'd
for
be
one
into
day.
you.
oh yeah.
Cool.
Oh yeah. If she saw my fireman, she'd be super turned on.
This date is already going well. Just kidding.
I'm into firemen and being fireman. I'm also a juggalo.
Clowns and
So I look like a clown all the time. I just drink.
yeah,
Faygo
that's
and
type of clown.
So you're taking 2?
I guess. Yeah. The first one is just so dull. The topics are super dull.
I don't know. My wife's into crime. Like crime TV is so
True
popular.
crime is
yeah.
me too.
And
for
like
sure.
all of the ferry boat shows on now, it's just out of control. Like nonstop ferry boats.
So on a first date, you want to show up, sit down, and talk about grisly murders and unsolved mysteries. Like, oh,
I
hey, what's your
might,
name?
you never
Juanita.
know.
Did you see that guy, that double homicide last night? Cool. Well, I'll take the salad, please.
True crime is really in though right now. So,
Yes.
but
All right. What is it?
all right. Do we have time for one
Yeah,
last more?
Of course.
Wait. What did it? Okay.
One last more. Do it.
One
last
last more. Got it. Cool. All right. So Bachelorette number 1 is into skating, amusement parks, and pirates. And number 2 is into hammocks, parachuting, and magicians.
Ooh, had me till
Ooh, is that nothing's
What's
a
there
deal
to talk
breaker
about
here.
with a hammock?
Well,
Oh,
she's
yeah, stretched
interested.
between
I
two
have
trees, huh?
That's one of the best of the
Yeah.
list here.
yeah.
What's
Hammocks
there
are
to
I got a
awesome.
hammock.
Resting.
Yeah, hammocks are awesome.
Let's talk about rest.
An object can be cool, but like not an interesting topic.
Hammocking. It I got one for my birthday.
Hammocking?
Yeah, it's not a
Hammocking.
verb. I hate
It's
to break it to you.
I think it's like a thing. Like people, it's super portable. It's like this big,
Yeah.
and you can set them up now, like in any park.
Under your desk,
like,
remember?
Under your desk, yes, exactly. We found desks that have hammocks that go underneath them.
Yeah, we have a hammock too, and it's awesome. At any time we can use it. I get a jump at the chance, but I love amusement parks. One of my favorite things in the world. I really miss them right now. Can't wait to start going back someday. So I would love to talk about amusement parks with her. So for me, she's it.
And skating and pirates.
They're fine.
Fine. Okay.
They
Fine.
are.
Yeah.
Pirates
Yeah.
are great. Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
I
Alright,
guess I'll
Gary.
also
The other
go
one
with
was
the first one.
hammocks, parachuting, and magicians.
Oh, I'm
Oh.
definitely going with the second one.
Hammocks, parachute. Yeah. My wife is really into pirates, and it is kind of annoying. It's just like there's nothing to. I don't know.
Magicians are more interesting than pirates.
Yeah, learning how
That's
to do
true.
that. Well, now would she
That's
tell
true.
me how to do the tricks? I don't. That she's a true.
She could,
magician. She
yeah.
wouldn't.
She could, yeah. Play your cards right. Huh?
And magician isn't as creepy as clowns because I
No,
mean,
not even close.
really,
No.
I don't like magicians at all.
Magicians at least they'll put you you won't remember when they like assault you because they'll make you
Right.
forget, but the clown's just coming straight
Exactly.
at you. There's
Mhm.
nothing you can do.
Right.
So.
No, people will never find you. Okay, great. Well, good that this has been
Ended on a dark note.
exactly.
Wait, so what
This
did we
has
decide?
been,
Did we decide number 2? Was I outvoted?
Oh.
Hammocks, parachuting, and magicians.
Yeah, that one's
Let's
way
face it, Geiger, you date any of these women.
Look, she could show up dressed like a half clown, half pirate, talking about murder, and like, oh sweet, let's get on a ferry boat. She could have shown up and told me those series of terrible Suez Canal jokes, and I'd still try to go home. It's not, let's be clear.
All right, this next woman, her interests are Suez Canal, and The Ever Given.
Yay.
This guy's interests are playgrounds, pushing merry-go-rounds.
And
It's
crime.
Peter.
What? Fuck.
All right, now that was our edition of Cheez-It.
Nice.
Thank you very
I
much.
liked it.
I just wanted to say the title again.
Good branding. Good branding.
We've got to settle who's the best Cheez-It. We've got the final four of the competition. It's been all chalk if you're keeping score at home. And so our first matchup's going to be the original versus the Bacon and Cheddar Duoz.
Yeah. 1 versus
This is a
4.
bummer to me because this might be like my 2 favorite ones. In fact, it is.
Really?
Yeah, I don't the cheddar, the white cheddar, and the other one just like I don't know, just I didn't find them all that compelling.
The bacon does add a lot to it. Like when you eat the two of them together, it's an interesting combination.
So which, maybe this is obvious, but the bacon one is the one that's like a lighter color, right?
It's the one that tastes
And
like bacon.
I think it's the red
knew that
one,
was
the
coming.
one that's red.
It's the one with the bell pepper on it.
Sorry, I'm actually eating real bacon over here. No.
You had a
It's
bag
the
of
one that
bacon and a bag of
squealed like a
cheese.
pig.
All right. Have you guys decided?
Yeah, this is easy for me.
Me too.
So what are we saying?
We're saying original or duos.
Or duos?
All right. 1, 2, 3. Original.
Duos.
Motherfucker.
Noak and I lockstep all night.
Wow.
Wait, was that 2 versus 2 or 3 to 1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I like the. I mean, like I said, these are close for me, but I have a, and I don't mean to sound cliche. It's just a hard time for me moving that. I guess I'll run into my dunks.
Do
I have
it.
a hard time. Like the original, it's the original for a reason. It's good. I like the bacon. I think it does add a lot of nice flavor to it. And it's one of the ones that isn't cloying or like just dumb spice. But I would give the original a 3. I love her. I mean, look, it shouldn't be a surprise. I rank them. I've spoken highly of Cheez-Its in the past. I love an original Cheez-It. And I would give the bacon a 2. They're both pretty good.
Okay.
Allison, why don't you go?
I really like the bacon and cheddar. So although I don't feel like I could eat very many of these at once, so I'm gonna go with a 2 dunks for bacon and cheddar. And original, I mean, I get that they're the original, but I never much liked the original Cheez-Its. I'll basically eat any other snack, so I'm gonna go with 1 on that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I'm the opposite end. These couldn't be further apart. These bacon ones are one of the worst, are just about the worst one I've had today. So
Wow.
I do not like them at all. I'm gonna give them a 1. And the original Cheez-It, this should not be surprising at all because I'm always the person like fighting for that original version. It's good. It's saltier than the rest of them. It tastes cheesier. It tastes like a cleaner cracker than the rest of this stuff, which is like overloaded with these fake shitty like flavors. So I'm going with 3 to 1.
Okay. So for me, the Duos is the only flavor tonight that I would actually give 3 dunks to. It is my favorite flavor. I think the combination of the bacon and the cheddar is outstanding. The originals are fine, but they are just very plain to me. I don't see why I would ever eat these on their own. Like maybe I dip them in something, but the flavor is just so bland. They're very middle of the road to me. I'm going to give them 2 dunks. So that puts us at 6, 9, yep,
Oh no.
5.
All right. So original wins.
Original wins, unfortunately.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
No! Wait, I said 3 for the... No. Okay.
Yeah.
Replay the
Fine.
tape.
Damn, I wanted to go to the tiebreaker because then original would have lost. Oh well. Okay, Cheddar Jack versus White Cheddar.
Ooh.
The cheese off.
This is a tough matchup.
Oh my god, I don't even need to eat these. I know my
Yeah.
answer.
This is such a tough matchup. These are my 2 absolute favorite flavors until like a year ago when I had grooves.
I'm gonna let this go. This score go for you, Alison, because you do like things like handy snacks,
Yes.
shitty cheese.
Absolutely.
Whereas these other 2 assholes give me crap all the time for liking overly like shitty cheese. You guys thought that
Oh,
me liking a handy snack was the grossest
is.
thing you've ever heard in your
That
life.
cheese is amazing.
This Cheddar Jack is the Cheez-It equivalent of the handy snack. Like the
Delicious.
cheese is, it is overwhelming with crappy
I
cheese.
don't like it. I voted against it. I don't know what you're making me.
Absolutely.
Don't look at me that way. I will slap your
Fucking
face.
As a matter of fact, after we were like talking about this episode, I did very recently buy handy snacks for myself.
Did you pass the torch?
I to myself, and it's delicious. Just
Does
as
your husband
delicious
just have a
as
pile of torches next to him? He's like, I'm not doing it. They're just laying
I'm
on the
not
table.
in the garbage. And
No, I mean I didn't like it either. I mean I think they're fine, like whatever. They're definitely way better than a handy snack, but I mean they're not good. I'm not gonna buy any of these flavors.
All right, who's up?
We all are.
Chad?
Cheddar Jack versus White Cheddar is up.
Oh,
Yeah,
wait.
we all
We
say it
gotta
at the
just
same
say that.
time.
I'm just like, we're going right to dunks. I don't know why.
3 and 3.
All right, Cheddar
All
Jack
of us, dude.
or White Cheddar? 1, 2, 3.
Cheddar
White
Jack.
White
Cheddar.
Cheddar.
3 whites.
3 whites. The white
I'm
salad.
okay with that.
That's what this podcast should be
Ooh,
called.
that's an upset.
Yes, let's rename our podcast The Whites Have It. That'd be a good idea. Oh, you meant 3 whites. I got it now.
3 whites.
Yeah, 3 whites.
Yeah, we're all white. For those of you who have never met us, Chad, Novak, and I are white.
All right, so the finals are original and White Cheddar.
Ooh,
I'm not even bothering to
Oh.
eat them. You guys, I'm
come on.
telling you right now what I'm going to say.
I swear, if these originals win,
Then what?
Then what?
then
Finish your
I,
thread.
Yeah.
Finish it.
I have no
What are
threats.
you going to do?
I'm not good at these.
It started with if.
Nothing.
Okay.
I might be changing my tune about one of these flavors.
Oh, really?
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
Whoa.
Traitor in the midst.
We never know what that means. It's,
Yeah.
He's so hard to read.
You gotta keep an open mind.
He's not a
Try him
rational
again.
human. It's hard, you know.
He's so much harder to read than the rest of us. I
He's
never know what he's going to say.
Clearing his palate. I like that. You guys
For
didn't even
a
eat
man
them
who's
again.
coming out with a very strong opinion, like there's going to be a strong opinion, and the fact that I can't tell which way this very strong opinion will be.
The
Gotta
problem
keep
is
it
this time I can't get a, well, here's the thing, or I'm still on the edge of my seat of like, he's about to trash
Yeah.
something. I just don't know what it is.
All right, it's original or white cheddar. I really don't know which way it's going.
Right.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Original.
White
White
cheddar.
cheddar.
We have a tie.
What'd you say, Geiger?
It's original. I mean, you could have
Here we go.
seen that forever.
Smash him.
We should smash one of them. All right, Novak, why don't you go first? Because I think you feel the most strongly against White Cheddar.
Well, the thing is, look, I put a 3-1 original in the finals because I do my ratings with integrity. I didn't push push anything else through earlier in the episode. I'm gonna do this one with integrity too. Regular cheese, it's a 3. It's the best of the things I tasted today, and I actually think if I had to pick another one, extra toasty wouldn't be far behind.
Wow.
Maybe buffalo wing. But the white cheddar is not bad. It's not nearly as bad as the Cheddar Jack. It's not as bad as the hot and spicy. It's not as bad as the duos. I would take it over a bunch of these. I'm going to give it a 2. So it's going to be 3-2 original for me.
All right, I'll go next because I'm the opposite. I've decided that I like the white cheddar the best. I think it's better than the bacon. The bacon was maybe just a little too strong. I like this sort of milder flavor, but it still at least has a flavor, unlike the original, which could just be cardboard flavored for all we know. So I'm going to go 3 dunks for the white cheddar, and I'm going to go 2 dunks for the original. Geiger, why don't you go next,
Yeah.
and we'll let Allison settle it.
I mean, I'm not going to beat around the bush here. Original's a 3-dung snack. I mean, it's the original.
Yeah.
Can't be beat. Don't change it.
Yep.
Just leave it alone. I like several of these other flavors more than the white cheddar. I like the buffalo wild wing. Why
I said
buffalo
that
wild
too.
wing?
I said that too. Can't not say it.
The B-dubs chip. That one was great. I love the Pizza Hut chip. No, I like that one. I like the fucking fuck. What it I'm turning when ancient the bacon. Sorry, the duos. I like those better. Anyway, I'm just gonna wrap this fucking thing up before I fall asleep. The white cheddar, I'm torn. I look, I'm a man of integrity like Novak. I rate them how I see them, not just to push my favorites through. However, I really don't love the white cheddar that much. I'm probably contradicting a previous thing where I gave it a 2, but I'm downgrading to a 1. I don't think they're that good. So I'm doing what's got to be done and going to 3-1.
I think you're doing what's going to be done because I think you might have pushed us to a tie.
I think so, too.
I'm pretty sure. You have integrity. I know that.
Thank you.
I've known that since the day I met
Yeah.
you. Allison has none.
0.
That is the
Sellout.
problem.
No, I came into this with an open mind. I said that at the very beginning.
You shouted at us, I hope these don't win from the opening tip.
Yes.
Because I
Open
don't.
mind.
You gave an empty threat about them
So
winning.
before a tournament starts, you're supposed to judge the seeding, and I get why they're a 1 seed, but I really don't like original. So I have to go with white cheddar. 3 dunks. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Dunk.
The visual made that so much better.
Thank
They won't be able
you.
to see it. But it's so
Thank you.
good.
That's how I
She
dunk.
dunked it.
It's not a basketball reference either.
Yes, it is.
The Oreos, remember?
No,
Oreos.
it's because of the Oreos. You dunk an Oreo.
was our
That's
first
where it
tournament
came from
we did.
originally.
The whole time I was thinking it was a basketball.
No, it makes more sense to think of it that way. I get
Dunk.
it.
Yeah.
So redo your motion with there we go. Dunk.
Dunk,
But 3 of them.
dunk. And then
That's
throw
better.
the Oreo away because I don't like them. All right, so I'm at 3 dunks.
And it's over. Let's end this thing.
Bye.
Oh boy.
3 dunks.
Speaking
white
of
cheddar,
clowns,
What about original
1
though?
dunk. Because it
there
exists.
it is. All right.
And it was apparently
Wow.
the original that all are built on. So
What are we going?
All right.
Are we going
this
to
a tie?
Well, okay. So
your,
we have
your wife's ranking?
so we have 3 options for tiebreakers. The one which was the stupidest idea that I came up with was higher numbered seed automatically wins, which makes no sense. If we did that, white cheddar would win. Option number 2, historically, we've done the smash test. I actually did a smash test while you guys were talking, and white cheddar beat original. So if we went with that, white cheddar would win. The third option is my wife ranked them all last night from 1 to 8, and we just go with whichever one she ranked higher.
Which is going to be white cheddar, I'm guessing. So
What do you guys wanna do?
If it's here's the thing.
Yeah.
If it's white cheddar, then white cheddar won all 3 of those different possible
Exactly.
tiebreakers.
tiebreaker.
So either way, white cheddar won 2 out of the
This
3.
is a tiebreaker of the tiebreakers.
All right. Here is her
What did she
ranking.
do?
Here's her ranking. Starting at number 8, she had extra toasty. 7, she had buffalo. 6, hot and spicy. 5, pepper jack. 4, TBD. 3, cheddar jack. 2, and number 1, she had bacon and cheddar.
4 is
So
and
her
2
number
are the-
4 was original, and her number 2 was
Uh-huh.
white
I
cheddar.
can see that. The grin on your
Yes.
face
Alright.
gave it away.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
It's fine. I can live with that.
Yes. Good.
White cheddar is our champion
Good.
by
You don't
all
need
the
to-
double tiebreakers.
I'm glad you can live with that.
Wow.
Because now they're gonna stop
That's
making
like-
the other flavors and only make white cheddar.
the
That's triple overtime if that went.
Yeah.
the original Cheez-Its department is going to be like, make the Cheez-It stronger so they'll pass the smash test next time.
Cheez-It extra
Like-
strong.
Extra thick Cheez-It.
Geiger, where can the listeners contact
Yeah,
us?
if you like to pester random strangers on airplanes, if you're into a wide variety of topics such as banking and alligators, if you have a bunch of leftover Suez Canal material you're looking to unload, we know a guy. If you are Peter, you should come on the podcast. Let's see if you can push still. Let's see if you can, how fast you are. I want to know about how your life turned out and if that was the peak. And if that was the peak and you're now the post peak and listening to our podcast, I'm real sorry, man. You can have my leftover Cheez-Its.
If he's coming on this podcast, then if he came on the podcast, his life didn't turn out how he had.
I thought I'd be
Okay,
on the
real
Sports
quick.
Illustrated podcast. Go ahead.
Chad's trying to get a Suez Canal joke in. So
Okay.
Real quick.
pause everything.
All right,
Everybody
hold on.
pause.
Hold on to your butts.
Why didn't we just call Peter to push the boat out of the Suez Canal?
Keep going, Geiger.
Can I be charged?
Peter, push.
Am I ready to go?
Peter, push.
Everyone on the
Peter,
boat.
push.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
exactly.
All the Egyptians just
Standing
chanting
in a
that.
Peter, push.
Standing in a canal pushing a boat.
Yes.
I'm not even sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He's
Okie
that
doke.
fast.
Okay, moving on. You can reach out to us at pleasehelpme.com. Oh, I'm sorry. And you tried at gmail.com. You can reach out to us on Twitter, hashtag You Tried Dat. We're on Facebook, You Tried Dat. If you go to YouTube and search You Tried Dat, I think you'll get like a weird rap song and also us. And then also we're on Instagram. So hit us up. Let us know what you think. Suggest snacks. Give us questions for the mailbag. And as always, if you can, listen, tell your friends, subscribe, leave reviews, all that good stuff. We appreciate it. Thank you for listening. And Alison, thank you for doing all this work for the podcast. It was fun.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
Yes, it's great to have you again. We calculated it up earlier. You are the most returned guest,
Woohoo.
and it's something like 7 eps. So you get
Yeah.
the other guests. You better step up your game.
Sure.
Allison Pods. Allison Pods.
And if anyone wants some extra boxes of Cheez-Its, I got those too.
Better get them now before she
Yeah.
gives them to someone who's hungry.
She'll apparently give out her home address to come get them. What are you
Sure.
going to do here?
To all the people on the street in Chicago. Let's come get them.
Oh, wow.
Never mind.
That's
Okay.
dicey. You're going to have a lot to talk about on your next crime date.
Exactly.
All right. Well, that'll do it for this time, but we'll be back next time. We're trying out 3 brand new songs.
Deuces.
Yep.
A push or a pull can make things move. A push or a pull can stop them too. A push or a pull can make things move. A push or a pull can stop them.